Okay, cool. So the last thing I want to do is to encourage you to do something that could be very helpful for the company. It will take like 10 minutes, and I really hope that by the end of the presentation, each of you will know what to do in the upcoming weeks uh, to help the company, but also boost your your personal goals. Your personal goals. Okay, so the presentation is called Everyone Sells, and this is because I want to talk today about the Everyone Sells strategy, which many companies are using with great success. And I think we are in a moment where we can also benefit out of this approach. So we already have more than 3,000 followers on LinkedIn. Kudos to everyone responsible for that. And over 70 people working in the company. So we can use this to attract business, build company's image, and attract best candidates. But it's also a chance for each of us to use this network to build our own image of an expert, industry expert that will stay with you for years. Yeah. So probably you have heard that the HR team or the management of the companies have been saying like, no, you mustn't say anything on social media. We have a PR team to manage this. So it's like an old school approach from all the corporates, big corpos that thought like, okay, we have the PR team and they are going to handle everything. And right now we have a change. So team members are being told, yeah, go out and spread some content about the company. So it's quite a shift for employees to hear that the management of companies have changed the mind so much. So I want to explain what's our approach. Definitely, our approach is go out and spread some content. I'm going to tell you why and what does it mean. So some basic data. Employee networks have 10 times more connections than a company has followers. That's quite obvious if you count it. But also people are 3 times more likely to trust company information shared by an employee than shared by CEO. It doesn't mean I won't be sharing anything about the company. It just means that when I share something about inStreamly, people trust it less than when you share something about inStreamly. So also the CTRs are better when team members share something about the company, and things shared by the employees are responsible for 30% increase in the total engagement. Although only 3% of employees on average share info about the company. So if we change it to 6%, 7%, 8%, it can really be a huge change. I'm not expecting everyone to do it. I just think that we can really try, and some of us can really make the change and bring great results. Also, one of my favorite statistics. Obviously, we all know it, but very important to be aware of it. So B2B buyers, the brands, StreamCoin clients, etc., they all make their decisions based on social media, and they all search for social media on social media for information to make a good decision. It's also important about attracting top talents. Like it's really crucial, at least from our experience, that multiple of our best recruitments come from social media, come from us sharing the post on social media. So I think it's worth doing this. And yeah, basically, what team members share is far more engaging than when it comes directly from the company alone. So what is really the everyone sells strategy? It's about doing all the things we've been doing, but really having a focus on it, like trying to post regularly on social media, even if you feel like, hey, my audience is very little, think about it this way. There's just 1% of people in the social media that really share the content. All the others just consume the content. So if you do it regularly, even if you feel like, hey, hardly anyone is reading this, you are really, really one of the people on the social media, on the LinkedIn, that are doing something. And you are being seen, even if in the beginning you may have just a few likes. It doesn't matter. So try to post regularly. And yeah, my bad, sorry. So it's the next slide. Anyway, so first, why? Obviously, to build your professional reputation and to impact the business. That's obvious. And now let's move to this one. Yeah, how to do it. Yeah, post regularly. That's obvious. I mentioned this. Just try to post once a week or once every 3 days. Try to post anything. I know it's difficult. I've been doing it myself. Victoria also was describing how difficult it is. But if you just try to have a consistent approach, it's much easier. I know where the mindfuck comes from. Okay, Victoria changed the slides meanwhile, so it's like the surprise of the collaborative approach. So thank you, Victoria, for updating the slides. Now everything's clear. I asked you for this, so that's obvious. So Victoria also recommends not to sweat that your post needs to be, not to sweat that your post needs to be perfect. Just do it. Yeah, definitely. Post anything you find interesting. Yeah, definitely. We'll find other people that also think this is interesting. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just explain. So the most common thing I hear from people when they say, "Oh, I want to post on LinkedIn," but first they say, "I don't know what to post," and then they say, "I do know, but also I always think, oh, is it interesting enough? Do people want to read it? Is it the right time to post it? Maybe there is something better to post. Oh, I've seen 5 other people post about this news, etc." And my advice in this case is don't worry about it. Like, it doesn't matter if you just, it's better to do something than do nothing waiting for something to be perfect. So don't sweat it that your post needs to be perfect, the time needs to be perfect, that everything needs to be clear, that you need to be the first sharing a news or your opinion about the news, because yeah, people will be sharing stuff all the time, but you should just do it. Go follow the Nike's advice and just do it. And the post about things you find interesting is about, of course, you are thinking about some kind of an intended audience, but on the other hand, you should be happy about writing about what you write. So if you go from real passion or you write about something that interests you, you will have more interesting insights and a point of view for it, instead of just trying to fit an imagined person, because you always you just imagine what people would like to read. You will not know before you try it. So my recommendation also is just to post about things that you find interesting, even if they don't always connect to what we do exactly, because you never know how the connection can be made, why people would get interested, etc. So don't sweat the perfectness of the post, and then don't sweat that it needs to be 100% what you think is expected. Nothing is expected of you. It's more of you exploring, sharing things you find interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. So another thing is just take content from share what you found. So first of all, use the channel, post things you think that are interesting, and then take the content from the chat and share it, and add a comment or not, and just share it. Take company content, use our blog posts, and also you can take my, Victoria, or Shimon content, take others' content. So the last example with the Durex campaign showed how effective it can be when we find that a piece of content is just good and we share it across of the network. It's performing very, very well on each of the profiles. So don't be afraid of posting something what already have been posted before. Yeah. So I would just say, in a nutshell, so log into LinkedIn every day, use social impact channel, content and React. It's the way to support each other, even if you don't want to be the creator. You can really contribute and help others to be visible, to use the network effect, to run the everyone sales strategy. So log into LinkedIn every day, use social impact channel, comment and React, and you can really help a lot. Okay, so this is it from my side. I think in the future, maybe the next quarter, we'll start some kind of a content program in inStreamly. What would mean we will be suggesting the content that may be shared by the team members. It's not here yet, but I think we already have all the tools we need. By tools, I mean, for example, the social impact channel or the share what you found channel, etc. So I really encourage you to give it a try, just to keep it as a part of your daily routine.